What's up, Illuminerds? We're here at San Diego Comic-Con. We're with the villains of Hansel and Gretel. Is that correct? The villains of the show?
Hamster and Gretel. We're the villains on Hamster and Gretel. I play Fist Puncher, Lyle, the younger twin to I would say, the head of the evil dynamic duo, the Destructress, Alyson.
I would heartily agree. I do play the head of the duo, and don't get it twisted. Hi, you can call me Lauren or the Destructress. And I'm Alyson in real life.
Well, thank you guys so much for taking the time. How is it getting to share the new show, this whole experience with the fans finally after being, in quarantine for so long?
It is remarkable how dedicated people are to understanding every single detail within a universe.
Yeah.
And so what's interesting about this show is that it actually exists in a shared space as Dan's other series, like Phineas and Ferb and Milo Murphy's Law, which opens up a ton of other possibilities down the road. Do you know what I'm saying?
We're getting
you
right
better get
into
that.
it,
You
huh?
better get that mic off me before I say it.
Right? So I think that's the thing is have we coined this the Dandom? The fans of Dan?
A new universe for Daniverse.
And Dan is such a personality, and he really brings in amazing artists on every level. I'm talking animators, actors, writers. So getting to collaborate with Dan is a joy. I mean, Alyson has been working with Dan since the original Phineas and
I was
Ferb.
a baby.
Yeah, and I came in on Milo Murphy's Law through the Phineas movie, and to be a part of this from the early pilot. I mean, we both were getting to lend a voice to the villain since the original pilot of this.
Yeah.
So it's
When
cool.
we had different names.
Different names, yeah.
So now when we meet fans, I have to remember, what is the name that we actually went with?
Right.
Okay, it's Lauren. It's Lauren.
Lauren's over
But again, that's totally comic books, right? Like, how many times do you get aliases and stuff? And it's like,
They change it up.
This is deeply, deeply nerdy, and it's cool to be able to create new comic superhero IP. I'm stoked about that.
Yeah. What's really fun, when you get to play a hero, that's cool and all, but I think it's more fun to play the villain.
Oh, come on. Yeah. First of all, when I totally agree. The fact that there's so much, you're just unleashing. You're not thinking about the moral of the story. You are an important part of the vehicle of the story because you're the conflict.
Yeah.
A story's not interesting, a hero's not fun unless you have a great villain. And I am honored that Alice and I get to be pretty much the premier villains of the.
That's right.
For a little bit. So.
Yeah, I think normally when you go out into the streets and you're meeting people and you're interacting as a human being, these are the parts of yourself that you're usually trying to cover up or pretend don't exist, or you reject them because they seem like they're wrong and bad and evil. And in the studio, when we're playing our characters, they're the main ingredients, so they all come forward, and you get to play with all this stuff that you normally are like, shh, that's not there.
So can I hear you guys' villainous laugh? Every villain has an iconic laugh.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great. Yes, absolutely.
You got one?
So Lyle, he's not your traditional maniacal evil doctor, right? So he's not going to do the. He's a teenager. He's got he's sort of huffy, and so I think when I have done the laugh, it's been more like, ha, yeah. And he's more like making yourself laugh kind of guy. One of those characters, one of those people that that laughs at their own jokes too much.
Yeah. How about Lauren?
Self-amused.
Yeah, for sure.
So something about Lauren when she's the Destructress is even more important to her than the evil is her being photographed doing the evil.
Yeah.
So she's a little bit more of like, but did I look cute? Can you please take a selfie? Thank you. And that's a little bit more the realm that she lives in.
That is awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out and get to celebrate the show at Comic-Con. It's
Right, come
the
on.
best place to do it. The best